I just wanted to say that the reason I came was because I read about the newspaper article that you were having a little problem with TLC and the Ecoforestry people. And TLC seems to think that they can work it out, that everybody can be happy if they just talk together. Is that possible, or why? You sit on the board of the Ecoforest people, and so does Nancy Turner. So why is there this problem?
Well, of course, everybody sees an issue from a different angle, and what has happened here. I wanted this to continue to be a working forest. Now they've got I have a crew, or I have that I was working with me for years, that know exactly what it's all about. And the Billy man that saw the Skinner, who also does skidding, and the truckman saw it. These fellows know what the system is. And then I recommended to the TLC that if they do some cutting, which I expect them to do, that to get in touch with these people, that they do what it's all about, and without any hesitation to provide following service, skidding service, trucking, and so on. They got a young fellow from Ontario, and so he's a biologist. He has an agricultural biologist, but that is not a forester. So Jay has been with me. I thought he had possibilities. But I've become very disappointed in him because he doesn't know what forestry is all about, and he doesn't want to learn.
Okay.
However, there are good fellows there too, and I thought they had one that picked up, but he immediately pals up with a bunch of the tree cut boys in the area who are pushing him, of course, to get in here. This is my feeling. Because the 5,000 miles with 2 or 3 of the local tree cut fellows who would like to get their foothold in here, and it would be clear cut all right. And I don't want that. I don't want to see that.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit annoyed on that one. And I can see now that he really thinks that their system is far better than mine. Well, it depends on what you're after. If you want to cut everything and turn the land into a desert, well, then go for tree cutting. But if you want to have a forest around you and have a constant production of that forest, then you've got to go for something in the way it's sustainable.
Yeah.
There are several methods of maintaining sustainability, but this one here seems to have been working very well here. It's had 13 cuts done on it. It's been logged 13 times, in other words, since 1939. And you can see for yourself.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
It has the same volume of wood, plus a little more than it had when I started.
Yeah.
It's had 2 1/4 times the cut off it as it had supposedly when I started.
Wow.
So I think the system is workable.
So these fellows that were helping you know the business here, they're not part of any group. They're just I guess people in the neighborhood or people you know locally that you hire to do the work. They're not part of this Ecoforest Alliance or whoever this other group that the TLC has.
They chaps that have worked for me over the last 30 years or more. And all of it independent loggers or independent truckers. People, and they they like this type of forestry because it means there's always something to come back to. This is their angle.
Yeah.
And they like to see it because they know that having given me satisfaction in the operations they've done for me, I'll come back to it. Certainly,
Yeah, it's a beautiful place
he's
to
a
come
nice
back
guy to work with. He's a nice guy. He establishes what you're trying to do. He's careful with what he, not smashing other trees down around him and just need to. And things like that. He uses care too, because it's part of his future income.
That's right.
Now, according to the newspaper article, it said that you wanted to buy back the property from the TLC.
What we propose to do, what we would like to do, is buy it back, take it back, in other words, off the TLC. And then these chaps know very well that we would do a cut office immediately.
What?
We would be doing a cut office immediately, you see.
They would be doing a cut almost immediately if they bought it back because it needs it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So they would have again the continuity of working in this area. The skitterman that is skating for me now has been with me 6 times since he took over from the chap that retired.
So he knows what he's doing.
He took over from the chap that had quit because he was too old. He felt he was getting to his legs and knees and so on. And so he was quite happy to take over. He'd seen the operation. He knew what the other fellow did. So he fitted it beautifully.
Yeah.
And he's done a wonderful job ever since.
Yeah.
And they're careful. They don't unnecessarily plow trees down just to make space for themselves.
Right.
And they go around the trees instead. That's the future cut.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was your intention, to have it sustained this way when TLC took over.
These people. None of them do I have to keep an eye on to say, well, boys, the timber's down.
Yeah.
I did my own falling most of it, but there are several good fallers available. They can do just as good a job as I do. And as a matter of fact, the chap that came in here to do these 8 trees up here and objected to what he wanted to do, he's been my faller. Now I can turn him loose and say, okay, we need so much wood. It was a small order. I've got to knock. Or we need a full-time cut. He'll do a very good job.
Yeah.
Without me standing over top of him. If he's in doubt about some tree, he has from that.
That's right. So.
Well, Ian Fawcett from the TLC was quoted as saying, "We can't sell it back to you because we've given out charitable donations to people, but he didn't mention there is one thing he could do, and that is give it to another charitable organization, and that charitable organization could even be one that you or your family set up, or maybe there's already one in existence in the area that would."
Well, what we have in mind now is not the stopping of the cut being done, but to get it back into the hands of people that know what the operation's all about.
Well, it's either got to do it with the TLC or transfer it out of the TLC.
Yes.
So it just depends on the willingness of the TLC to abide by the way.
I'm a little bit concerned as to what they have in mind when they appear just for example, these 8 trees they cut for this particular purpose. I'm not too sure what it is now. It's supposed to do some building, I think. But if they cut it that way better, all the property, it would open up far too much. There'd be far too much windflow. And that's something you have to think about. If you're going to manage a sustainable forest, you have to have to say sometimes I won't cut that tree even though I'd like to.
Yeah.
Because if I cut it, then I'm opening up a pocket for the wind to get into and cut timber down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they've done with these two. They have this, I consider them bad pollen, very bad pollen. And they should have taken this, and if they wanted that number of trees, that's fine. To do their job, they should have taken them over a larger area, over at least twice the area. They took them, in other words, their pollen is concentrated.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, hey, enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been by. My daughter was here earlier today. So we're going ahead with that. I'm going to see if we can take it back. And then we'll see where we go from there. We'll probably stage a cut before the summer's over.
Do a cut before the summer's over?
Right.
What do you say, do a cut before the summer's over?
We should, it's overdue now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how soon we can. Probably fall.
Mm-hmm.